The minute you give your life to Christ, everything changes. You are born again. You are not born again into the old world. You are born again now into the kingdom of God. You become a new creation. You are not the old creation. You have given away the old creation. So things that were working for you as the old creation will not work for you as a new creation. Now, this is why, some Christians believe that, ever since they've given their lives to Christ, their lives are not the same. That they're not making the same money that they used to be making. That their stars are not shining as bright as they used to be shining. Because the winning ways of the law, of the world, are different from the winning ways of the kingdom of God. You see, the God of this world, the devil, has his own ways of doing things. But the God of our kingdom, the Father of our kingdom, the kingdom of heaven, has a way of doing things. And don't expect, rather, the principles of the world to work for you when you're in the kingdom. You see, when you belong into the kingdom of God, things begin to work for you differently. Now, the mistake that we make is that we want the ways of the world to work for us within the kingdom. You see, I've heard a wise man say, I have heard Prophet Makandiwa say, success is geographical. In the spirit, you are not in the world. You belong in the kingdom of heaven. Your success will come from the kingdom of heaven and not from the kingdom of the dark world. Now, what we fail to understand is that what works for people in the world may not necessarily work for people who are in the kingdom of God. So a lot of people rather are always frustrated because we take the plans and the winning ways of the world and we want to win with those ways in the church, in the kingdom of God. But many times they never seem to work. Because your success is geographical. Your success now is in the kingdom of God. And if you want to succeed when you're in the kingdom of God, there are principles and there are godly principles that you have to live by, there are godly guidelines that you have to abide by for you to get the desired effect or the desired result. God is not a failure. In the world you can fail. You can learn. Learning is good. But when God says, I will prosper you, He means it. When God says, pursue this 1, 2, 3, and I will do 1, 2, 3, He will do it. Our ways of the world and the ways within the kingdom are different. God says, strike the ground and the gold will come out. The world says, try to dig deeper. If you belong to the kingdom, you strike the gold, you strike the ground, the gold will come out. If you are not in the kingdom of God and you try to strike the ground, it will not work for you. Understood? Because you're not within that particular kingdom. But now if you're in the kingdom of God and you're trying to do things according to how the world is doing them, it will not work for you because you're not of the world. I hope that you catch this revelation and I hope that you pursue kingdom principles. I pray that from now on you pursue winning ways of God, winning ways within God, winning ways within Christ, winning ways within the kingdom of heaven. Because there your answer will be found. And there is where you are liberated, not in the world, but within the kingdom. Bye, ciao.